Hi, everyone. Welcome for this first Futures Magnum Artist Spotlight. We're really happy to be hosting this talk today. I'm Sonia Genet. I'm the Education Director at Magnum Photos, and with us there is Meno Liao from Futures and Raisan Hameed, who everyone came here today to hear about. I'm just going to briefly do a bit of housekeeping and introductions before we leave the floor to Raisan. So a little bit about Magnum, for those of you who don't know us and Magnum Learn. We are the educational arm of Magnum Photos. We provide a wide range of opportunities to meet and learn from Magnum photographers across the globe. And we also work in collaboration with institutions worldwide, like Futures, to create educational programs. You can follow us on Instagram, and we also do a new format, which we really like. It's called Magnum Learn Community. So if you tag us, or we publish people's works once a week, once a month on Instagram. This is something that we like very much. Meno?
Thank you, Sonia. Very briefly about Futures. Futures is the European platform for photography. And what we do is we try to help emerging artists and mid-career artists or contemporary photographers in their careers. There are roughly 22, 23 members. We have new ones every year. There are festivals and musea throughout Europe, and they select talents and emerging artists who then join the Futures platform, and they can benefit from a rich program, including an educational program that we have been doing with Magnum, with Sonia, since 2021. And well, recently we received 4 more years of funding from the European Commission, which enabled us to take the program with Magnum to a next level, for which I thank you very much, Sonia. If you want to know more about Futures, then please visit our website, where you can find all currently 650 artists who were selected in the last 7 years. So it gives you a nice overview of what is going on in Europe when it comes to contemporary photography. Futures-photography.com, or follow us on Instagram and subscribe to our newsletter, and then you'll be up to date with all necessary information. And that's it from me. Let's quickly move on with Raisan.
Thank you, Meno. And I would really encourage everyone. I will put the link to the chat in a second for Futures, but it's a treasure, the website. There is so much to look at, and so many artists to check out. So I really encourage everyone to do so. And this is a little bit also why the Futures and Magnum Artist Spotlights came to exist, with because there's so many great artists on the platform. So kind of the idea with this format is that every 2 months we will invite a photographer from the Futures platform to join us and engage and present the work online. I think that's also, we think it's a really an opportunity to first maybe branch out of Europe, and hopefully some of you come from outside of Europe, and we'll have this chance to also hear from Raisan directly. We also hope that this specific format still has an educational component. So like everything we do, I've asked Raisan specifically to share some of his insight, really, as a starting photographer, emerging artist, how it's been for him, what is his journey into making this work, and into kind of like this is this little moment where a lot of really interesting things are happening for him, and which is going to talk to us about in a second. And so also sharing a bit his experience in that sense, I think is very important. And so without further, just a little bit in terms of housekeeping, we will take all the questions at the end of Raisan's presentation. So you can really feel free to start implementing your questions into the Q&A box. We don't use the chat. So you can, at any moment throughout the conversation, start putting your questions, and then we will go through them in the last 25 minutes, half an hour. We will leave plenty of time for questions. So please be generous and don't be afraid to ask. And Menno, I'm gonna say goodbye here. Thank you so much for joining us.
I'll stick around, but
yes.
yeah. Thank you.
We'll see you soon. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
So, and here is more about Raisan. So thank you so much, Raisan, for being with us today. Raisan Hameed is an Iraqi-German multimedia artist based in Leipzig. He's currently a Masterschüler with Professor Tina Barra at the HGB in Leipzig. His work has been featured in various international exhibitions, including the Prix Photoforum BL, Budenskouska Les Bonnes, and the Carte Blanche exhibition in Paris. And he was also in Berlin last week for two exhibitions. His practice is defined by a subtle and metaphorical visual language, profoundly impacted by his personal experiences of loss, trauma, and displacement. At the heart of his work is the transformation of intimate visual memories into universal narratives, as exemplified in one of his most acclaimed projects, Zerstörung. Recontextualizing damaged family photographs that bear the scars of his hometown Mosul, Hameed explores the destruction inflicted upon his family while reflecting on human themes of resilience and survival. Today, specifically, Raisan will present his latest body of work, Pixels of Memories, which is an attempt to address the disappearance of institutional and personal archives in the war-torn city of Mosul by reconstructing them using Google Maps. It's also quite an exciting moment because he's also going to talk about his self-published book about the project, which was just printed today. So thank you so much, Raisan. I stopped speaking now, and it's all
Thank you.
yours.
Thank you very much, Sonia. Welcome everybody here. I am very excited to show you my work and about also your thoughts and question at the end. Thank you, Sonia, about this opportunity, and also thank you, Manu. I will start to share my PDF, like the project, and also to show it in the dia show. So like, yeah, my project, Pixel of Memory, it's a self-published book. I worked in it since last year, or I worked with this material last year. I started the Pixel of Memory basically work with memory and also the connection between the photography and also our memory, how it's connected together. And when I started to make this project visible, I searched about to find build archive from Iraq that speak about war and conflict. And when I connected the people there, it was no access to this image or to this archive. It was not possible for me to find image. And that's why I worked with Google Street View and Google Maps. And for me, it was very interesting to go there in this platform and also act like this. Also, the basically the classic photographer, like go in the new city or new places, and you walk through the city and through the streets, and you have this camera in your hand and you take picture from these new places or something interesting. For me, it was the same act. Like I go in Google Street View, I walk through the cities and the places that I know from my childhood, or also the places when I was born, like my city, my home. And yeah, that was the idea with Pixel of Memory. I started to show some image from this book. First, I worked in this book together in collaboration with a graphic designer from Leipzig, Anna Bright, and also the cooperation also with a creator from Leipzig, Hannah Hubke. She writes a text about the book, and the layout work together with Anna. And yeah, we see the first image from another work called Embers of Narrative, but also the start point in this project was the same material, also screenshot from a water or from tigers, the river in North Iraq. And I work with this material in different way. How I go later in the another image, I work with fire, because fire a very big and very important effect in the story. What we speak about it or every time about war and conflict in Iraq. And this fire or this effect was very important for me to make it also visible. And I work with specific paper that reacts with fire, and that's what we see with this fire, water and fire. This also live elements. We see here the text about the book.
Can you maybe tell us a little bit about what the text is about?
The text is more about the error and about the black shape that we also we see it in the next image. When I started to make this image like caption, like make screenshot and saving, and also this process of saving and editing and sorting, and a lot of this image have error and have like a lot of area like pixeled, and have like this the black shapes in this image. This has happened in the transformation when the people make the image with the phone and upload it there in this platform. It's happened a lot of error, like the area that's not taken, like it will be transferred as a black shapes in this landscape. And the text go more about what's meaning this black shaped or pixeled area in the image in relationship with our memory, how is connected with our home, or the home was the first home with our parents, or the first place, or the first school, you know. And that was very interesting for me to discover also through the process, to discover more places that I remember, I was there, or places that I know from my from this time when I was there. And yeah, and the text go more about this, like yeah, this perspective in this abstraction, or in this small abstraction in this part of image. It's also interesting because Google Street View in Iraq is not worked or not, it's not from Google itself. You know, it's like everybody can make this image and upload it there. And in this work, I have connected some people. They are in Iraq, and they make this image and uploaded the image in this platform. And I speak with them. They say me, this is like just for fun. We just take this image as for fun, not with this perspective that to make this document or to make something important about what's happened there. And for me, it was very, very interesting to speak also to why you make this image visible and why you take an image. And it was nice to hear that that's also not with this perspective. No, this is very important to make image from after the war or before the war, or in this area or where destruction happened. Yeah, that's also what I like it also, like also to focus more on this area that's have error and glitch. And also when you see also another word is glitch is very important part in my work, you know.
Can you just tell us maybe a little bit about how, when you understood that this was potentially a project? Because I imagine that this happened, like the first encounter with this material was maybe an accident, you didn't know it existed. What was the process of making the project and then really looking for the images that you wanted to have?
Yeah, first I work with Google's image or Google Street View since more than 5 years. I worked first. I was when the war at the end in Mosul. I don't have contact with family and friends, and it was for me every time when I see the press image in the newspaper, and also it's very subjective and sometimes also problematic image I see when speak about some events, or and for me sometimes I have a very strong critic perspective in the press or in journalism photography. And this time after the war, I didn't have the connection with family and friends, and I am in Germany, and I wanted to see what's happened, and I discovered like satellite image, like show you the live image from there, and it was very interesting. I am in Germany, and I see there what's happened, and I worked with this image. I put it on my body, and it was like a performative work, like. This feeling, what we feel, to put it on my body and to make it visible. And after that, I explore more and I discover more image in this platform. And when I discovered also that this image in this platform has error, for me it was interesting because this error tell me more about a clear image, what we know in the documentary photography. And this error or glitch or this black shape told me, or I can read it in a way that how I see also the society, how it's complicated in the history, or also now in this time. And that's for me was yeah, that's interesting image, and I should make something, or I should work with this image and make this also visible, because also for me or this archive or this digital archive for me, um, I see it also a counter archive, you know.
Yeah.
Because when I go back and I want to see image from before 40 or 50 years, I didn't find this image, because this image in the wartime was born or stolen from I don't know who, you know.
Yes.
And for me also, what's the counter image, or what's the counter archive in this time? How can yeah, also the perspective about the digital archive, and for me is also as a digital archive.
Yes, I am completely. I think it's like a, and something that you talked a lot about when we were discussing at the beginning was really how do we maybe like create the memory when all of the institutions have disappeared and all of the material and the collective memory of a place has somehow been like destroyed by the war, and that's really the answer to this in a way that is very
yeah, that's also for me as I see it also as the answer. Yeah.
And can you, since we're looking back at the, Raisan decided to show the book in a loop, which I think is a great idea. And can you tell us about the fire process for these ones? Because I find it quite fascinating, but I have no idea what in practical that means. You're burning the paper?
Yes, I work with thermal paper, and this is those small format paper, and in this image we see just the same image from Tigris in the north of Iraq, and the process is like I burn the paper with my hand, and I print it above. I printed again my image in this paper, and I cannot have the control what will be visible and what will be invisible. And in the book format, I decided just to make make the water before the text and before the first another image. For me, also the water as a prologue, like a poetic start in the book. You can start and you see every time the same image, but with different fire effects. And also this fire is not, this is connected with this aspect of fire in the wartime and fire with the material, how the image in the wartime was born and be destroyed. And then you can start with the text. Also, it's go very strong about the black shapes in the image and this error. And the process with this material, the thermo paper. I print it and I scan it again, and like a circle, like from analog to digital, from like that. And I also wanted to show some image that it's very important to translate the text in it, like this building that's also in the center of Mosul after the war, taken after the war. And in this building, you see in the middle, like two words, small, and written there, in this building, there is a died bodies. And when we see the image first, is maybe normal image, maybe image that we know from the newspaper or from the media that's about a place that has experienced the war. But for me, it was also important to make these small words visible, but also at the end, in the index of the book, you can read the translation about this image. And I think it's become also another layer in this image, and we can keep going. And also this image with the hand, I speak with the person that he take this image. This is also interesting, like a cutting hand in this free area, and as everything has happened like automatically or spontaneity, and this is his hand, like, because the people make the image in the phone, and sometimes it's very fast, and in this time or in this processing of making image and upload it in the on the Google Street View, it's happened this like error, like, and it's also interesting, yeah.
Yes, I really find the pictures of like the black shapes, and for me, what is really also really interesting is some images really look like they have been taken by professional photographers. They are quite straightforward, no? Like there's the one at the beginning with the carpet, or maybe like this one on the right, and then you have the ones you have two pictures with the hands that are completely surreal, and then obviously the one with the black shapes. Some of them just look, it's like an alien spaceship coming from the sky, or it's a very, like, the contrast between all the images is very impactful.
Yes, it was very interesting. For me, it was like when I started to make this project, I make a lot of 100 screenshots, but also was very difficult in the process to the selection process to make the book. It was very interesting, but also it was for me very important to make this mixed, like not just to focus to see which image has the error, like very conceptual, but also for me was also interesting to put another layer, like what you say or what you mentioned, like this clear image. And this layer is in this book come because I wanted also to show as an image that we don't know it from the media, but also maybe the similar, but also because the private user there, they are not professional photographer, and also they taken this image with not with this idea of, oh, I want to go there and I want to document because that's very important. No, this is just for fun. And for me, it was no. It's also very important to put this clear image, also to have another layer in the book. Yes.
Yes, because this is also something that in your work is important, is the what images do, and who gets to take the pictures, and how we receive and view and read images. You very preoccupied, and that's quite important in your practice.
Of course, yeah, it's very important also to thought about it, who makes the image and with which perspective also. And I think is this work make also has also this critical point or critical perspective about the journalism world maybe. And also for me also when I saving this image and react with the image and see it every time, I spend a lot of time there. And in the first layer, I didn't react with the like culture symbol or the code in this image. Like in this image, we see M46. I didn't make my research about this small code. And after that, when I finished with the image and come to understand what's written in the street or in the walls in the city, I discovered this Arabic calligraphy and also discovered this code, but I didn't understand. In this image, it was very interesting to read that also American battle army they was there also, and when you speak about destruction and war and image archive in the wartime in Iraq, it's also you have also another layer in the image, and it was for me it's also interesting, but I didn't understand what's mean this code in the street there. Yes.
Maybe you want to talk a bit about that image of the boy?
This boy, yeah, when I find this image, I was also, oh my God, what's this? But then when I zoom in and read the situation or the room, I find it that's also play or toy for children. But also it was very scary to see this image. And what's interesting also that Google Street View there, the people also make from indoor, like not just outside and from the landscape from the city, but also indoor. They make it image also the very private. And we can see also another image that's also this privacy image, and that was a children, you know. And yeah, I mean also the work is, I don't think that my work give an answer about this complexity of this history of this timing of war. I think my work give more open a door to reflect and to ask question maybe. And I think that's what's happened with this image. Yeah, I think I am finished.
Can we maybe go to the coordinates on the end of the book?
Of course. I can show you also the comments. I can read some comments from the index.
Yes.
In this image, maybe I explain this image.
Yeah.
This image also taken after the war, 2070. And in this image, they written a lot of places in the center of the city. It was not allowed everybody to be there and to walk there. And they write like safe. That's word meaning safe, or this area is safe. You can be there and you can nothing happened. And it was interesting to ask about this words, because I discovered a lot of these words. And the people told me that after the war, they cleaned the center of the city because it was very dangerous area, and a lot of things, very difficult things happened. And after cleaning process of the cleaning, they write everywhere like this place is safe, or here.
So that would be safe from like bombs or things like this?
No, yes. So that's the index, and with the index we decided to make like every image has a number, and the title of the image is like the coordinate. You can, when you copy this code and you put it in Google Street View, you can see it. And also some words have the translation of what's written there, like this area, or there are dead bodies there, or this area is safe, and also explaining what's meaning this, like in the image 54, like this very famous church in the city. called Al-Tahira Church, and it was like one of the famous places in the city, and um, it's completely destroyed, you know. And in the image, you cannot read it as a church because everything is destroyed. But for me, I know this place. Also, it was very important to put this information, like about the place or about the church, about the history and in which time was destroyed and where, like that. And some image become like these comments, yeah.
Yes, and in some ways, this is also like this idea of, again, reconstructing the archive and adding some more information that are not in the Google coordinates either.
Yes, yes.
This is where when the archive becomes more subjective as well, in a way. And what about the images where you say no information or coordinates possible? Is that why is that?
Because because the process of make screenshot in this place is more than 1 year, and when I decided to make this image or to make a book with this archive, I just controlled every image again there in the platform, and sometimes I didn't find it.
I understand.
It's like I think this image is, you can discover a lot of image, but you don't know in which time it will be deleted or ups from the server or from the private user.
Yeah.
And it was very interesting to see how is, because I have the coordinates, but it's, when I put it in the Google, it's no image, and that's why some of them become like no information or coordinates possible.
I understand. There is a question from David, who is thanking you for the talk, saying it's very interesting, and is asking if you had ideas for the work before you used Google Street View, and how much did that change when you viewed the images on Google Street View? So, did you have any idea of the work you wanted to do about Mosul, and then suddenly you discover the Google Street View images, and that changed what you wanted to do?
Yeah, I at first, because it was just this way to discover image from Mosul, but not in the professionally way, like journalist or platform that sell photograph from very clean photograph from places. That was not the idea. The idea to see also the perspective from individual person that live there, and they know the situation, and also without this perspective that to make a clear image and to show the world what's happened there. And for me that was the start point to deal with this photograph and to deal with this material. Yes.
Did you contacted every person that took the pictures to tell them about the project?
A lot of person I contacted them, but not everybody answered me. Some, yeah, we have a good conversation, and it's also interesting to see a lot of perspectives say just for fun. We just make it with our phone, and yes, that was also okay.
And for them, do they understand your process as well of this idea of reconstructing an archive and
Yeah, some is very happy, and some thanks me to make this stories visible and to see the image in another way, and some say, yeah, okay, have fun. I mean, it's just like you can you cannot yeah, for me I will be happy to speak with everybody, but also it's not possible. Also the people is not so active on maybe they don't see the emails, or yeah, I don't
absolutely.
know. But
Yes.
but with some it was nice to have their perspective. Yeah.
We have a question from Visvaldas, and they're asking, how was it for you to reconnect with your home and your culture in this way? And what did you feel during the process? And also afterwards, which is afterwards, I guess, is now, we haven't told anyone yet, but next week you're going to be in the workshop binding the books. You're going to do all this process yourself. So yeah, how was it? And what did you feel?
Yeah, for me, sometimes it's very difficult. In the first, before 5 years, when I started to work with this platform, it was very heavy because I know what's happened there and no connection. But now I have another perspective, and sometimes it's like I wanted to be there. I wanted to also to make the photograph by myself. Yeah, what I feel is sometimes like it's very difficult because you sit because I forget myself sometimes because I spend a lot of time uh, searching and like I walk there and I have like oh nice, I want also to be there. It's like home missing home or
Homesick.
homesick.
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes come this feeling. Yeah.
Because it has been the only way for you to see Mosul. You haven't been in Mosul for 10 years, right?
Yeah, more than 10 years I didn't been there, and also I think that's also make this book or the image and become another layer maybe or understanding because in the same time also make the critic about the documentary photography or journalism or yes, I'm very excited about what's happening in the future or how it will be developed this project in the future. I can imagine that I also be there and make also new photograph maybe or meet the pupil again. Is everything open and we will see what's happened. Yeah.
So there is a question actually that just asking, do you hope to be able to go back to Mosul at some point and maybe take photos yourself there?
Sorry, I
Do you hope to go back to Mosul at some point and take photo yourself? That's one question.
Of course, that's my dream to see the pupil, my family, and also to see what's happened in this time because 10 years is a lot, and also after the war is a lot of things happened in the city like rebuilding. Places that's destroyed or like the University of Art, like my friends, I didn't know a lot of information about what's happened or how is like look like now, and that's my interesting also and also my dream to be there and to discover everything after 10 years. Yes.
And so can you, for the purpose of this talk, which is also about sharing experiences and and tell us a bit more about how you make your decision when it comes to photography and your practice. Can you tell us a bit more why you've made two books? This is your second book, and you've self-published your two books. What are your decisions behind the self-publishing, and how do you work with the people you're working with when you're doing self-publishing?
First, I appreciate very much and like very much to collaborate with another pupil, also with different perspective and also from another media like graphic or binding. And for me, it's very, very important part in this making book that I also want to or to have the decision about the paper art, about the printing process, like in this image, the water image, like we printed in the risography, and also it was very interesting the discussion with professional people from risography and also with Anna, the graphicer. Um, it was also interesting because the reason with the time, the color is not stay. You know, it's also with when you put more the paper together, you have also after 1 week or 2 week, you have also the shape from the image in this white in the white paper. And for me, this decision to see the risography and to see how it's work with this risography and which motif work or suit for this process. Yeah, for me, it's like this like yeah, I can say this for me is very important to make everything by myself or to speak with people and see it in my hand, how see how it's look, because sometime when you maybe it's also interesting to work with publisher, but I didn't have the experience yet. Yeah, this process to make everything by yourself is also nice. Also to like I'm very excited to about next week to bind together maybe with the graphic my book and to see is also yeah, I didn't know how to explain my feeling, but it's also a very nice feeling to make everything by yourself.
Yes, I think I also see, I mean, the way I understand it is it's important for you to be able to keep the control over how everything will be and the process. And maybe at this moment in your journey or in your career, to have something that is like, you're not so interested in having 500 copies printed of the project. You're going to have 20 copies of pixels of memories that you will have decided on the printing. You have hand bited yourself, and this is also I guess it's also part of like the project in itself.
Yeah, of course, yes.
And maybe tell us a little bit about what's next. So you're finishing your study soon. This is your project that you're going to present as part of your master.
My next project, I think I can't talk to you about it. It's very complicated idea to. I think my next project to expand time and to after my study now in 2 weeks I will present this book, my master degree, Meisterschule degree, and my big project is also my dream. To find image and to find access to build archive in the world. I don't know where and which one could be help me to find this image, but my perspective to find image that's stolen or destroyed or not in Iraq after the war, because every time in the wartime the museum and the university in Iraq will be destroyed or stolen, or and the build archive, also the image archive from Iraq, also it will be also stolen in the time of war. And for me also it's very important for my next big project or research to find this image and to work with it and to see it and what's happened. Maybe a book, maybe I don't know what, but for me the first point to find a way to work with this image or to find this image.
So it's really about trying to locate what happens to these archives and putting them back in where they should be, which is with everyone and accessible to everyone, I guess.
Maybe it will be very nice to find a way, and we will see. I mean, yeah, that will be my big project, and maybe I can told you soon when I have
yes, please.
news.
Yes, please. Thank you so much, Raisan. That was really beautiful and real privilege to hear you talk about the whole project. For everyone today, thank you so much for listening and for your questions and for taking the time to be with us. And good luck for your presentation and master degree. We wish you the best.
Thank you.
I'm sure everything will go fine.
Thank you very much.
And have a good evening.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, all the people, they heard us and asked us. It was nice to show the project, and thank you, Sonia.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Thank you very much.